Yes, sir.
Yes, good morning, thank you.
What do you got?
So obviously, the DC bill will face a challenge in the Senate because of the filibuster and all. You guys have passed a lot of bills here, including later today, this DC statehood bill, that are piling up in the Senate. You and many of your fellow Democrats were critical of Mitch McConnell being unable to move bill, or being unwilling, frankly, to move bills there. But isn't the same phenomenon happening there, and therefore should they get rid of the filibuster?
Well, you realize that Mitch McConnell is still the problem. It's not as if it was Mitch McConnell, now it's somebody else. No, Mitch McConnell is still the problem. And I don't get involved in any discussion on Senate rules. You know that. And I don't welcome any discussion from them on House rules. However, I do think we have discussion on issues and how the needs of the American people are met. We think our For the People agenda with the HR 1 for cleaner government and cleaner politics in our country is very important. We think HR 3 to lower the cost of prescription drugs. We think that HR 4, the Voting Rights Act, is something that shouldn't be blocked because of process. The list goes on. HR 5, the Equality Act, HR 6, Dreamers, and the Promise Act that goes with that. HR 7, Fair Pay Act, Equal Pay for Equal Work. HR 8, background check legislation, as well as 1446 that goes with that. The South Carolina loophole. Then HR 9, Protect the Planet Now, and of course we'll go back to HR 2, which was our for the Moving America Forward, the jobs bill that we are hopefully working on, which we may. I hope we can do the bills without reconciliation, that we won't have bipartisanship. But should we not have any progress on all of these fronts because of that? Well, that's a debate for the Senate.
And isn't that a political problem that you face then? If you're moving these bills and they're stalled in the Senate for whatever reason, isn't the outcome basically the same as what you had when the Republicans were in the majority next door?
Well, let's see what the Senate does. Go ask them. Go ask them. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are you supportive of Congresswoman Bass formally negotiating with Republicans
Yes.
to try to come to a compromise?
Yes, yes. I have briefed by her. I mean, again, the Black Caucus has been on this case for a long time. And so the provisions in the bill about chokeholds, about no-knock mandate, all of the provisions have been issues they have discussed for a long time. And they were ready. They were ready. And again, we cannot not improve the situation. And so, yes, I do. We couldn't be better served. She knows what our purpose is for all of us. She knows the particulars. When she wrote this bill, she was, at that time, still the chair of the crime subcommittee of the Judiciary Committee. She had a waiver to do two, one Foreign Affairs, one Judiciary. So she wrote it under that auspices, inspired by a tradition in the Black Caucus of having justice in policing, hence the name. And then, yes, so she has our full support. And I wish that you all would use her name more, because it is synonymous with justice. She is fair. She wants to get it done. This isn't it's the responsible prioritizing for accountability and justice. Yes, sir.
I wonder if you, on the police issue, Tim Scott said yesterday, qualified immunity, he's looking to change that. Obviously, it's a big piece of the police reform puzzle for Republicans and some Democrats. And he's suggesting that change the standard to have people sue departments instead of police officers.
Yeah.
I wonder how you view that. He said Democrats that he's talked to have been receptive to that.
Well, let me just say what I said earlier about other things. It's about the weighing the equities. Just to take one thing and say, would you do this or would you do that? It's weighing the equities. Qualified immunity is very important. The public listing, very important. If you agree that there should be a list, then why would it not be public? Chokeholds, is that 100%? Again, no knock warrants and that kind of thing. So I trust Karen Bass's knowledge of the subject, but also her knowledge of the ramifications it would have on the people that we're trying to protect, which is everybody in our country, including our law enforcement officers. So I trust her to keep on the table what can be accomplished. And I don't think that, I think everybody knows this has to be a serious bill that will make a difference. So that's why I trust whatever they decide. Yeah. Okay? All right. What do you got?
Last question. Speaker, two quick questions. Do you support the self-determination or statehood bills for Puerto Rico? And two, Senator Ossoff says that he will be looking into allegations of sexual misconduct by members of Congress against night shift custodians who clean the Capitol complex. What is Congress's responsibility to protect the custodians who clean these buildings?
Well, on the statehood issue, that's up to the people of Puerto Rico. That's up to them to decide whether they want to be a state. And then we'll see what happens after that. I love Puerto Rico. I felt embarrassed by how President Trump withheld resources for them after natural disasters and the rest.
Do you prefer one bill or the other, the self-determination or statehood?
No, I'm not for one bill, and it's up to the people of Puerto Rico to make a decision about their status. In terms of your second question, the chair of the House Administration Committee will be meeting with both the architect and the inspector general, and we'll look forward to seeing the report on any progress in this area. We don't have any place here for any question in terms of the safety in every sense of the word for our workers in the Capitol. Thank you all very much. Don't forget, 51st state, Eleanor Roosevelt, Thomas D'Alessandro Jr. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that something to be so proud of? The first lady to come to testify before Congress. Thank you all. Bye-bye.